Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello, hello. Hello everyone, Internal Lars here, and today I'd like to talk to you about magnetic therapy. So it's always interested me a lot, what we can do with magnets, and I must have been interested in trying to find some way to become immortal. And I was very interested in that. Ever since I was like maybe 13, I think I started 13 or 14, I started searching on the internet and trying to find some way to become immortal. And one of the ones that stood out at the time, so this would have been in the I think mid-90s that this website came about. It must have been around the 2000s that I found this website. Was a website made by someone you may know of called Alex Chiu, who at the time and even to this day still promotes and sells what he calls Immortality rings. I think he calls them, which are some little magnets. Sets of magnets each, which are attracting, the unlike poles are attracting together, and between that there is a space, and then there is a ring which maintains that space. So you put them over there with one pole, one magnet on top and one magnet on the other, on the little fingers, and then you sleep with them. And then he also made one for the feet, which you put over on the feet. So I was very interested in that. I even made them and tried them, and there was many testimonials on his website. There were a lot of people saying, yeah, this works, it made me younger, it cured my this, my that, whatever. So I was wondering if anyone out there had any experiences with those immortality rings or anything similar. And the only thing was, his explanations seemed like a bit of a fantasy. I mean, to be honest, his explanations and a lot of the other stuff he was promoting on his website seemed a little bit. I would just describe it as a fantasy. I wouldn't say it was an elaborate. I wouldn't say it was elaborately fallacious on his part. I would just say that he liked to romanticize and entertain a lot of these different ideas of his that didn't really have any solid ground. That's all I would say. I have no personal. I have nothing else against Alex Chiu. If anyone has any experience with that, that would be really awesome. You could tell me everything about that. Leave links in your comments as well. Now, the other guy that is around today who does have a much, much, much more solid explanation as to the phenomena which he describes is a guy by the name of Ken L. Wheeler, and I will put another link in the description down there. And he's basically promoting a whole new, or I shouldn't say new, but he's promoting an alternative model of physics and reality. And with this model, he's able to explain very clearly how magnetism actually works and what magnetism actually is. And there's no one else that can do that. If there is, correct me down there. But according to him, there is no one else that has explained what magnetism is, what a magnetic field is, what a field in general is, in the scientific notion of the term. So he's done many, many experiments on his channel. He's got many, many videos showing various effects of magnets and to demonstrate what's going on in the field and stuff. And no one's been able to criticize with using the mainstream scientific model. No one's really been able to slam him with that. He's pretty good at coming back on that with his own model and demonstrating how that's actually wrong. So, coming back to immortality and health with using magnets, he's demonstrated quite a lot of effects that magnetic fields can produce on living organisms, and he's done his magnetic seed experiments. He's shown how one of the poles of magnets will speed up the growth of seeds and make them grow faster and become more delicious plants, and the other pole will make them slow down and stunt their growth. And he's mentioned, he's kind of, in some of those videos, he just very, very briefly scraped the surface of his understanding of magnetic health. And then, people obviously saw that and they asked him, hey, Ken, could you actually tell us, how can we use magnets for health? How can we use them for healing in your understanding? And then he did come back with a video, and let me show you what he described. So firstly, he said that he hates anything to do with this New Age BS. He's only into science which has solid explanations. So anyway, this thing's got iron sand on it, you see? It's got iron sand. Because I was down on the beach the other day. Actually, yesterday I was down at the beach and I collected a whole bunch of iron sand, you see? It's iron sand. It's pretty cool stuff. So yeah. What I'll probably do, if I can collect enough of this iron sand, I will melt it down and forge something. Go to a blacksmith, maybe forge a sword, something like that. Would be really cool. So what Ken was saying was that the North Pole slows down cellular activity, slows down growth, and slows down healing, basically. And then the South Pole promotes healing, promotes growth. So what he's saying is, give you a good example, because you see my hand here is a little bit fucked. The knuckle here, one time I flipped out and hit myself in the head like that. When I was pissed off at my girlfriend, I didn't want to obviously hit anything else, so I hit myself, which was stupid. But anyway, I hit myself quite hard in the head like that a few times and fucked up my hand here. You can see my knuckle is a bit out of place. So let's say I want to heal this. So what Ken is saying is that we get the South Pole like that, and the mistake is like this. Okay, so you don't go back and forth like this. You start here, and you must hold it on an angle so that the edge is pointing there, because this is where the most strongest part of the field is. Okay, the reason why with this magnet is because this magnet is is polarized like this. Boom, boom, boom. So here's north up here, and here's south down here. It's not this half. So the field would actually be going down like that and up like that. So here would be the top half of the field, and here would be the bottom half of the field. So these points here would be the strongest. That would be the what Ken would call the centrifugal inertial planes. Centrifugal inertial planes. So the maximum amount of force, the maximum amounts of centrifugal force generated would be on those very edges. So that's why you hold it down like this and across. Take it up. Start again. So that is Ken L. Wheeler's method. And I just wanted to show you some magnets which I made, which are built according to Alex Chiu's concept, which are two magnets which are attracting each other. So they've got unlike poles facing each other, and obviously they need this structure here to keep them separated. And the reason I have this soft foamy pad stuff is obviously to prevent them breaking each other, yeah, and also for safety, because if my hand was in between there, that would cause some damage. So it's the same principle as Alex Chiu's rings, except these ones obviously encompass the whole fingers. So I'm very interested to know the biological effect that would be going on in this region here, in my fingers, as all of my fingers are in here. So of course, according to Kennell Wheeler, it's only the south pole, which would be this bottom top edge here, facing down inside. That's the south pole, and this one here is the north pole. It's the north pole up here and north pole here. So yeah, I'm very interested to know what is happening in here. Would it still be so that the south pole facing down here is the only pole which would cause healing up in the top halves of my fingers, and then the north pole down here would slow down healing in this part? Or would it be so that because there's now a different kind of field set up here because of this attracting force, is it causing a different kind of process to happen in there? So I'm hoping it's causing a different kind of process to happen in there, which, yeah, hopefully causes some kind of response in the whole body, some sort of positive healing response in the whole body. Let me know, because hopefully we can do some research together, and yeah, we can find out a way to heal our bodies. When you sleep with these, you may experience not being able to sleep. You may experience quite a lot of energy in your body, which happens to me sometimes. I can't really sleep with these anymore, but I do find that if I really, really try for like 1 week or even like 1 month, every single night with these, I probably won't sleep. I won't sleep for the first few nights, even the first week, because there's just so much magnetic force to get used to. But after a few weeks of doing it, then yeah, you get used to it and you can sleep. So let me know. Let me know your thoughts, and let me know what you know that could help us figure out how to improve our health, improve our good looks, and to heal faster using magnets.